Sutton. This is my TED Talk. You practice like you play. You get out what you put in. The only way to get better is to practice. One time when I was younger, I was playing baseball. I had always been pretty good at baseball, but now I was playing players that have been better than ever before. For the first time, I struck out. I realized I wasn't as good as I was before. Those lines cycled through my head. You practice like you play. You get out what you put in. The only way to get better is to practice. Recently, my brother's been playing baseball and has been in a little bit of a hitting slump. I can see this motif fly through his head, practicing a swing always. He's putting so much pressure on himself that he's not having fun. He's scared to death of failing. You practice like you play. You get out what you put in. The only way to get better is to practice. These are all the things that we tell kids when they're little. We engrave in their brain that they need to strive to improve, but this leads kids to change from who they truly are. Now, one of the founding factors about me is that I'm a people pleaser. I knew this before any introspection. This started with my dad. I love my dad, don't get me wrong, but the relationship I originally had with him was toxic. There was no pleasing him. I know it's cliche, but I had lived to impress him. That's what I did. I played baseball for 8 years just to please him. I hated baseball, but to impress him, I practiced and practiced and practiced and tried to love the sport. You practice like you play. You get out what you put in. The only way to get better is to practice. I practiced to change myself. For half my life, I pretended to enjoy something that made me miserable. I changed. I didn't improve. I changed. I now realized that relationship wasn't exclusive to my dad. I tried to please everyone. I would act different around everyone. I would act different around different friends, all just to fit in, all to get them to like me. You practice like you play. You get out what you put in. The only way to get better is to practice. I had different beliefs, different senses of humor, different personalities around different people. I developed several different personas that only shared a name and body. I call these my facades. When we were preparing for this TED Talk, we had to answer the question, how would you describe yourself? My answer was, which self? What I was doing was called adaptive personality. To many, it seems like a skill, so I can appeal to many different types of people. But for me, with this looming question of who was the real me, I was miserable. To figure this out, I had to look into exactly what self is. And when I was watching NBC's The Good Place, Chidi, a philosopher, defined self as a collection of all your memories. Each of my facades shared the same memories with a different feel on each of them. I clearly did have multiple selves. What I eventually landed on was this. Your true self is whatever you do for yourself. What would I do if no one was around? If I didn't need to please, impress, or feel judged by anyone, who would I be? This is a question that we all have to ask ourselves. For myself, I like to be funny, I like to succeed, I like to geek out about Star Wars or Marvel. I don't have to practice this. But the most important thing I got out of this was you can't live for other people. Because if you're not living for yourself, then you're not really living at all. It's a tough adjustment. I lost some friends, but I made some new ones. And now I'm the happiest I've ever been. The fear of taking that leap and being my real self around close friends who I previously had these facades around was scary, but the closer bonds I have with my real friends are worth the cost of losing a few fake ones. I like to laugh, so I surround myself with people that make me laugh. I like to make people laugh, so I surround myself with people that laugh at the things I do. I don't have to practice this. I like to be good at hockey, I like to practice hockey, I like to improve at hockey. I like hockey. I don't have to practice liking hockey, because I already do. That's me. A lot of you may say that this doesn't apply to you, but it might. In high school specifically, people worry about looking too smart or too dumb or too friendly around girls or boys. If you're too smart, you come off as a nerd. If you're too dumb, you come off as a bad kid. If you're too friendly around girls and you're a boy, then you're a fruit. If you're too friendly around boys and you're a girl, you're promiscuous. People act differently, not to seem fruity, not to be judged, not to be a tease, not to feel ostracized. They're the ones I'm talking to. You're the one that I'm talking to. Look inside yourself and ask, is this who I am? Am I living for myself? You might think you're happy now, but realize you're nowhere near where you can be. Now let's come back to the theme that we teach our children to do anything to improve. Improvement is great, as long as you do it for yourself. You improve for yourself. You change for other people. Don't change. Here's a quote that we should all live by Harper Dial. I am me, nothing more, nothing less. And that is enough. Thank you.